I've made over 2,921 to-do lists over the last 8 years trying to achieve my goals. Yet honestly, like 5 of those years were just wasted because I would rarely get the to-do list done, or there's just so much shit on there that I would get overwhelmed and then do even less. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create a simple, effective to-do list that will consistently keep you completing tasks, easily saving you at least 14 hours per week. To start, let me show you the type of to-do list that will eliminate burnout from your to-do list, making to-do list a sustainable tool for focus. So let me give you a bit of a quiz. If you look at these two different lists here, list A and list B, which one do you think is easier to read? Probably list A, right? Just because of the fact that it's like bullet pointed, nicely formatted, even though it's literally the same exact text, just the formatting alone makes it easier to read. And then now compare list A and list C. Which one do you think is faster to read? Probably like C, right? Because there's very literally less words on there. Just like a little reminder that you need to do a specific thing. So how do you create a list that is both easy to read and also very fast to read, which will prevent a burnout? There's two parts, and part one is just to make it faster to read. And there's 3 steps to part one. Step one is just to find a place to write on. I recommend something digital here so you can like quickly edit it very easily. This is a little bit of a crucial part, but really pick anything that you want to make a list. And then step 2 is to create a will-do list. This is literally everything that you can think of that you can do or you need to do. The characteristic of a will-do list is that you can't do everything, but it holds all the different tasks that you could possibly think of, so your brain doesn't have to like waste brain power trying to remember it. And step 3 is just to now create your to-do list in a highly visible location. So for example, if you're sitting at your desk all the time, you want to have like a notepad right under your monitor. This is literally what I use, a notepad right under my monitor. And if you're like, I don't know, your phone all the time, then maybe just use the note app on your phone. I think a good one might be Google Keep is pretty good here. Or if you're on like your desktop, you can use like the sticky note app maybe. But for now, just leave your to-do list blank until you get to part 2, making it easier to read. And there's 2 steps here. Step 1 is just to keep a simple format. And you've probably seen like complex bullet journals where they have like all kinds of like weird different bullets you can make for like represent different things. Don't do any of that. The simplest thing you can keep is better. So what I do is just keep it all as a single line. Anything that I need to do, I have as a single line. And then when it's done, I just put a line through it, and then now that's done. So now this would be a done task. And then step 2 is just to space it out so your brain can like quickly at a glance take a look and then know exactly what to do. So you would have like a do task, and then skip a line, and then do, and then another one. There's no friction in this when you see it. That white space allows your brain to recognize it a lot faster. So with that, you'll have no burnout. And your brain can like quickly understand all the things on your to-do list. But the thing is, you still might have some overwhelm, because if you have just like a ton of different tasks that you can complete today, but they're just like little different tasks. How do you prevent overwhelm from to-do lists? So imagine you have 2 different plants that represent 2 different kinds of to-do lists, plant A and plant B. And you also have both of these plants living in a temperate climate. So it has 4 different distinct seasons, like, really hot in the summer and really cold in the winter. And these seasons, the change of these seasons represent the change in your life priority or the change in the needs for your goals. And plant A, or list A, is a nice hardy pine tree. It can resist the cold with its antifreeze in its leaves. It can also has like the needle-like leaves, which resist the hot weather as well. So in other words, it's like a super flexible, adaptable plant that can thrive in any condition, any change in the climate, any season, any life priority changes. It changes with it. But then cactus B, or plant B, during the hot and dry summer, it does super well. Actually way better than plant A, but it lacks the chemical it needs for the wintertime when it's cold to prevent it from freezing, so it just dies. Therefore, like next year you would have to get like a new plant. In the long run, which type of to-do list do you think is better? The one that just keeps lasting but maybe doesn't do as well, or the one that does really well at certain times but you have to get new ones? Probably plant A, right? Because your priorities are going to change. Your life is going to change. Have things unexpected. It's better to have a list that will change with it. So how do you actually create a flexible and adaptable to-do list that's adaptable like an evergreen plant? There are 5 different steps. And step 1 is just to remember your will-do list. And you want to pull it up here. Step 2 is now to take your will-do list and then think of all the things that you can do tomorrow. all of them. And step 3 is now rate all the different tasks or what you should get done first. And I covered this in detail and like super specifically in a different video, how to prioritize, but just putting it really simple here is to just do the most important and also urgent tasks first. And in step 4, now you just want to estimate the time it takes for each of your different tasks, starting from the highest priority ones that you rated in step 3, pick all the ones that you can finish tomorrow. And again, keep this to only one day. This is probably one of the most important aspects that keep you consistent from a daily basis, because if you add too much, you're going to get overwhelmed. And then you want to go into step 5 with your list that you're going to get done just tomorrow is every single night, whether you finish the list or not, is make a new one. Then your to-do list will have the highest priority things that you can do to accomplish your goal, move you closest to your goal as it shifts over time. But even if you have a flexible to-do list, what if you generally have like a bunch of small little short tasks that fill up your to-do list and becomes a big wall of text? Won't you still get overloaded by this and you don't really know what to do? Well, imagine this scenario. So you have to clean your room, you got like a dentist appointment at 10 a.m. There's like a call that you have to take at 3 p.m. You got like urgent tasks, X, Y, and Z for your business. You got to work out today. You also got to pay some bills. You got to cook your dinner. You got to check your stock account that's probably doing not so good. Too much shit, right? But there's one distinct difference between all the different tasks that you can use to actually separate your to-do list and make it much easier to have clean and understand at a glance. Well, let's take a look at all these different tasks in written form. Do you see the difference here? Pause if you want to think about it. There's only one difference, and it's between these tasks and all the other ones. The answer is some of the tasks are reoccurring or time-bound, while other ones are just one time, like these business tasks. So like workout, you're consistently doing that, paying bills, same thing, cooking dinner, checking your stocks. All of these are time-bound over here. So that's exactly how you want to separate them. All the reoccurring or time-bound things like dentist or call or cleaning your room or cooking dinner or paying the bills, working out, checking your stock, these are all things that you do on a reoccurring basis, not really meant for a to-do list. While all the other ones, like business tasks, they're one-time things that you just get done, generally meant for a to-do list. So how do we use this difference to prevent overload and simplify your to-do list as much as possible? Well, there's just 3 different steps. Step 1 is just to keep your will-do list and your to-do list as non-reoccurring tasks only. So this would be like the business task XYZ. And then step 2 is now to keep your reoccurring tasks or your time-bound tasks all in something separate. And I recommend, honestly, Google Calendar here. I find is best. It's because, everybody has Google account, very easy to set up, has a very nice reminder thing. And then, you essentially see like a banner notification on your phone and you can easily just check or uncheck things as you get them done. And step 3 is you just wake up in the morning, and then as soon as you get out of the bed, you take a look at your to-do list. And then after you take a look at your to-do list, basically like setting your focus for the day, setting your target so you're focused, then as you take a look at your phone, you'll see all the different time-bound things, like any notifications. You just kind of plan around that on the go. And with that, you'll both never forget anything, but also keep your super simple to-do list so you stay focused on what's actually the most important for the day. But even after making a to-do list that prevents burnout, overwhelm, and overload, you still get constantly distracted. And with this constant distraction, you get done a lot less than you know you can get done. How do you learn how to get rid of these distractions and enter focus on command so you can get more done consistently? Well, you can actually watch this video here where I show you how to achieve 6 to 13 hour days of focus on command with just 1 to 3 days of setup. And I guarantee there's a bunch of things there that are hurting your focus and you don't even realize and are actually just easy fixes.